Hello, hello. Hey, everyone's up to a good morning. Get to have good old knife round to start everything, of course. Classic running around and such. Looks like Diffendo will be able to take it, which means they'll be starting on CT side. Very excited to see potential improvements from Glitchtech this time around. See what changes they have made. Been able to improve and make some adjustments. Some simple improvements that can be made to make them perform better. Especially on the T side, I believe. Be good to see if the boys have shown any opportunities at improving. That's what I'm mostly curious in. Looks like a somewhat similar thing, trying to go aggressive. They're not able to win these mid duels, but they're able to win the ones up on A. Which means this funneled down stack. And it's a nasty crossfire problem. Where they have to push forward, but the door's sort of in their way. They have to push past it, which leaves him exposed, but he's still able to catch the pick on vision, making it a 1v3. Door blasted open. And just Prince stuck in what should be an impossible situation. Lack of a better term, just try and dodge running around here. Like, he has a minute to work with, which isn't the worst, but I think he's too worried about getting peeked out and able to find that door player. Now there's no flank for him to worry about. Just need to land some clean shots. But Principal's going to spam him through the smoke, assuming he's holding the same angle. Diffendo to take away that pistol. Just all up to those early duels in that main connector tunnel not working out Glitchtech's way. But it is enough. They're going to go for the force and contest, which is a lot more viable here considering that there's 3 MP9s. Just M4 and FAMAS, but the utility cost means they're respecting them on A. Only problem is Diffendo's not actually taking advantage of that molly at all. Just doing it to default, nothing to play around. Well, I'm guessing you either hit the notification bell or your keen eyes, Sakura, to see that we're still having things going on. However, you found out it was still happening. Good job catching up. Jumping in just as we're starting out here. Looks like they've been able to clear connector. They've had to respect monster, but this time around, Diffendo are not going for that water control, just now going for a boost for info. They're able to see nothing here, and with that, rotating 3 towards A. Saw the Discord notification. Nice. That's another way to do it. With that, looks like they're going to be a little bit more desperate for info. Just trying to play around the time. Maybe a little bit too much space given, considering how open monster is. But it could give them away any second. But I think a shoulder might have been seen, or they're taking the gamble. It's towards B. Not entirely sure, but they're rotating more players here. Just treating time that there's a delay, but utility's thrown a little bit too late. But they can hear players in the water. They know what's coming. They have 4 here. But they do still have to win out the duels. Only able to trade 1 for 1. And Prince is able to get 3 with the deagle, but Principal with a 4K in response. Amazing transfer. Even though Prince got an amazing 3K with the deagle, it won't be followed up with anything else. It's that single M4 is enough to hold together Diffendo. See how they decide to handle it, but looks like it's just more deagles and a contact play. So they got that defuse kit by. Cadney could get caught out. Stuck a little bit in the open. Prince is holding off that connector. No one there for him to get contact with. Looks like Prince will eventually win the duel, but Vision's able to come through the side. Take long control from Keva. Having an unfortunate miss with his MP9 spray. That Gives a stolen weapon. Likely better to use the Deagle anyways. And again, the MP9 does have that bonus money to argue for. But this is where the similar issue comes on in. Sibrin, even though he's alone, is holding this water control. They do not have water control when they try to go for the speed play. That'll be very problematic. At least it could be to hold for the retake. The one benefit they have is the lurk inside short at the divider on A. Might be able to find a pick, as everyone else is creeping out onto this B site. There's enough hints here. Principal could catch the right timing because they have to worry about the one sandbags player. Could be shot from the side, but looks like that's not the case. Sibrin's able to rotate in and get that trade from water, causing the trouble once again. And I think Vision's position's known, either due to sound or some other cue. But also there's only 10 seconds left, so might as well make sure he gets taken out. No, we need this win today. Get the AKs out. Rough few starting rounds. And showing how important water control is if you actually get to keep it as a CT. It's one of the best things you can have on overpass, as well as being able to be this far up on A. Don't have any water control, and they only have 2 players here, and one of them's going to get mollied out of graffiti. If not mollied out, open into the site. This is massive, as just Diffendo are not positioned correctly to handle this. It seems like the one player in graffiti hasn't been noticed, but it's a 4v5 retake. Bomb isn't down yet, but Vision's going aggressive, dueling more players. Tries to clear out Principal, which seems to be great on the rifle. Denying him, punishing him for the peek. That is a lovely smoke grenade. And Prince here slowly lurking just a little bit from Monster. Could catch an opportunity. All 3 of these CTs are trying to retake from water. Then get past Rainy on time. Might become a problem, but Pip, the solo graffiti player, taken out, as Prince and Alex will be able to take down the remaining 2 towards short. Yeah, I saw the tweet for it, but I'll switch to it. Hopefully he's enjoying and flexing that thing. Looks like he's more focused on the smoke grenade right this second. Thanks for the troubles. There we go. Lovely night. Handed over for Alex's efforts recently. Get the team into main, of course. Nade won't connect. No water rush. But it looks like they're going for this hero rifle op play. Which is good, because if it's more of a B lean here, once again, which is not necessarily guaranteed yet, though I feel like that confirms it, that bomb throw. That could be a problem as they have everyone stacked here. Cadney just had a passive position, not finding anything. Alex want to make sure there's no one flanked. There's some quick utility. Try and default some A control, and it might be enough to bait some rotations. And it's enough to force the op to rotate over. So if they're able to get to this B site and actually do this execute quickly, that might change quickly, seeing the tone 1. With these execute nades, this opera's going to start running back, but they might not need to, as this 5-7 almost gets a double. Them force able to find just 1, but now it's a 3-on-3, only the AWP to fight against it. Vision could be caught at the wrong angle, able to get that flick. High sensitivity reigning supreme in this case, and the opera's already been naded, and he's getting mollied. Brought down to 38. Looks like they want to try to boost to find that pick, but that smoke's going to block any vision of this right side of the pillar. Not going to be able to find anything in this situation. Kinky with a clean first shot onto Cadney. Making Principal stuck in a 1v3, forced to save this AWP. Fortunately for him, no one Glitchtech's going to hunt this. These B executes are a lot more clean. They're trying to make sure they show at least a bit more presence towards A. It's a good improvement. I like what I'm seeing. Making sure there's water control and trying to help it with the take late. Only thing that happened that round is the nastiness of the 5-7. Almost took out 2 and could have made that take a disaster. Very deadly weapon. quick message real quick. Looks like pretty standard safe eco round. Only thing is this op on principle. Trying to go aggressive and work with something. Forcing a smoke to be, this only smoke to be thrown. To get rid of that multi. And the fact they're going for long control right now is a really big deal. And remauling again, forcing this operator to not easily able to try to take these peaks towards short. Holding a more narrow angle now. He wants to find the info. Could catch Kinky off here. Find just the right timing. But now they know where this AWP is. They know there can't be much more with it. But it looks like they're willing to run right into it, which I like. And he's able to land the flick onto Vision and the no-scope onto the second and the fourth. Taking down Rainia. And now it's Prince suddenly in a 1v5. And I think there's a doggo that's stuck into my room. Hi, you. Yeah, I'm not sure what Prince is going to do in this situation. Just giving the op those 1v1 duels. It's okay to go headstrong into the op, but you can't just let him take them out one by one like that. No trade potential getting shown, and just a free 4K. Almost set up for an ace even. He wasn't so low in HP. They have info where he is, but all these AKs have been stolen over. So as Prince switches to his knife after throwing a nade, gets traded on out, and it's tons of stolen weapons from what should have been essentially just a save round trying to work around an AWP. Go into a full buy setup. Problem is all these AKs on the CT side is going to make something like these B plays far more deadly as they're set up to an equal level. Cadney with that early first pick onto Vision. No trade in response. 5v4 already for Diffendo. Up to Alex to get that trade. Able to catch Cadney off guard with another two players. Rainia right behind him in case they had to make it a 3v4 situation. Sibrin just trying to play this really smart off angle off of Pip U and the barrels. I really like the positioning coming out here. Smoke's a bit too deep, but the other player's giving away his position. They know there's two here. Prince is willing to play with this dangerous fire, and this nade's beautiful. Direct punish onto him. No more HEs to follow it up, but they do know his position, and that HE will allow Prince to be able to take that pick. And now it's a 4v3 in favor of Glitchtech. Good job getting their presence and early pick onto that site. Things slowing down, 30 seconds left. Players are likely to be prepped and understanding of exactly what's going to go on here, but Diffendo are respecting them and giving them the space to get into the site initially. Which means Kinky's able to isolate these positions, take out Keva early, and it's a safe bomb plant, just Sibrin lurking in the water, which they are prepared for. Kinky's able to get taken down by Sibrin, but it's the only one he'll find, and this Opera's left in a 1v2. Good utility to try to force him back. Wonder if there's like a weird crouch vision bug, and he's trying to use that to get info. Very interesting. But Prince is willing to just swing out onto him and take him out, which means they recover an op now for their team. As well as make sure there isn't one saved over. Means everyone has money except Principal in this round. So they'll still have a buy coming on through. Won't be at that same level of strength. Set up, and we got a very close scoreline, 4-3. Seeing, making sure to get that water control. Looks like Keva's going to try to contest. Had a flashbang to work with it. Enough force Glitch to go back. Good not to lose a man in the process. Only issue is there's a man creeping around restrooms, and they are starting to go for some long control. With how heavy this B lean is, could be problematic and allow them to adjust correctly. And it looks like they're just trying to throw a little bit of utility towards A and go for this execute. They're already prepared for it. Throwing the counter molly. They already have 4 players set up here. It's too obvious. Glitchtech's shown being able to win with 5 players on the site, but they have to directly contest, and I don't see a world where they can do that. Vision's able to make it a 1v2 as the trades go through, but it's just far too unfavorable. But looks like just enough space for him to get the bomb down. Won't be able to get anything off of it, but hard punish for the too blatant play, not trying to get enough space around the map before going into that execute. And it means there'll be a 5th for Diffendo. Glitchtech still do have a good early start, and that bomb plant will help them out. Could go for a deco here at least. They should drop some deagles. At least they have the economy to do so. And Vision going very deep into his pockets. Dropping some deagles and upgrading to an AK half armor as well. Armor's perfectly okay in the situation. But he runs through the molly, bringing himself down to 58. Entirely sure if that was the best move here. But the one thing is, due to how this has been playing, this means there's a lot more focus towards Monster. Could give them advantages for these later rounds. Got everyone stacked up on A, and one good thing about all this B presence is it trained them to keep 3 players here. And Diffendo are playing passive enough on A, the space is being given, that with Prince giving that peek out, that doesn't even inspire rotations at this point, but that jump, that'll clear out the only long player. It's really important to see if Cadney goes aggressive on this, but instead it's a really good HE and flashbang to delay as they have a player rotating. Prince has the info, trying to tap towards Prince, not able to find the one shot onto him. But they know they're trying to go to this A site now. There's not much left for them to do. 3v5, tagged up. They have players still split towards both the sites, and Principal is a machine. 16-2 right now. So clean with the rifle. Cadney with the 3K of his own for this one. He's been having fun writing those gradings. Diffendo very clean with that 6-3. Like good nade onto Alps. Bring him to 50 down very early. With it just reset. Check a little bit more split around the map. Very passive positions all around. Just anchoring for a B explode. Good smoke timing to respawn. Try to keep that short control. They're slowly being forced to use that B monster utility. Able to get water this time around. Only danger is Prince is alone. A lot of this is going to lean on him to either get that first pick, get taken down. Looks like they're trying to get that early info, but they're just set up for the monster rush once again. But they're not, they're giving too much space, and Prince is able to creep out. He only finds one, but it's enough space for Kinky to get the trade. And suddenly this B site's in chaos. Only one player left. Principal's able to get the rotate. There's no B heaven smoke. Which means Principal's able to just start trying to rifle people down. Keva's able to take one of his own. And these just end up being bloodbath duels where they're fighting in the open, and the support from Principal able to come in time is just too much space given. That's the difference a single smoke can make on this map, especially in this situation with Heaven being completely freely open for the Star Rifle. Principal single-handedly holding Diffendo together. The bread and butter, and that nade, the timing's beautiful. Alex brought down to 33. AK will easily finish it off. He's just holding the same angle, waiting for a second one to peek on out. And they're even going back and just trying to find control elsewhere after it. They're just trying to find the holes in this offense. But it looks like Vision's able to get a good timing and get a pick onto the B site. But Cadney's likely to respond here, taking down Prince. No way for Glitchtech to respond once again. That Vision's just trying to lurk near this monster pipe. No way for it to be re-smoked, so he could try to take a contact here. But with Principal going aggressive, he's able to catch Kinky by surprise. Make it a 2v4. Both players split around the map as well. Flashbang works perfectly. Take Vision down. And now it's Rainier left in a 1v4. Just a P250. Misses the shots tragically as well on the first player. Does have plenty of time left, but there's already a player going aggressive towards Connector. Able to upgrade towards a Deagle, but Kevin will likely be ready to clear him out, take him out. And Diffendo are now starting to have a massive lead, 8-3. And it's really important to get Glitchtech this round, or Diffendo could run away with the CT half. Able to get those full AKs, full utility. No utility issues. No op for Principal, though that might not be a problem for them considering how solid this rifling has been as well. They're able to catch one stuck alone. Cadney's stuck aggressively at party. Not able to find anyone caught out due to it. And no trades available. Good setup to the 5v4 situation. Means they have to have two players split on each side with all this presence given. They want to respect the idea of B presence. Looks like they're just now going to try to go for some water control, at least some info from Pip, and they're going to consider that good enough to treat it as clear. Kev was willing to creep up on long, but Vision with an amazing flick. With this now trying to rotate, so there's at least a second player, Zibrin here. Leaving the B site alone to Pip. Be challenging for them. They do still have Principal alive. Solo on this site. But Vision's able to land another amazing flick once he pulls his weapon out. Leaving it a 5v2. Glitchtech look in a comfortable situation to get the fourth. And enough info is given that Kinky's able to respond and take him out in turn. And it's left to a 5v1. Only Pip left to try to save this M4 by hiding here. But looks like he's interested enough to try to get the pick almost. Looks like he's able to dodge them for now. Depending on the gap, could even find an opening onto the bomb site. Everyone hunting for him, but they missed the clear close position. But Kinky's still here, be able to recover it. But he's actually able to get that frag, but there's enough players here to rotate. Alex is able to find him barely through the smoke just in time. I don't think he would have had that defuse regardless, but the potential was certainly there for things to wind up poorly there. More default utility used. Smoke forced out to respond and be able to get that playground control. Standard pre-fires and a very risky angle. Principal trying to get that op pick early. Staying for a very long time. Pip getting caught by the nade. Doing that default toxic position. And good utility. And players are being forced back to this A site. So they've left long completely open. And an interesting deep molly. And it looks like they have this full A to long execute, which is absolutely beautifully done. Site's completely isolated. This sole player, Keva's just stuck between the middle of nowhere. Sibrin's able to find the space to run through, but they've been able to block players out. There's enough space for them to go in for this retake and take these duels, but the spam past the smokes, knowing where the default plant is enough of a problem, and the duels are lost. Sibrin able to find double, reading the bomb plant. Pip W holds the sides, and now it's a 1v3 for Kinky. It's a good execute into the site. Didn't end up with site being held. And the tag from Principal with Sibrin to finish him off with a 4K. Seals the round. Diffendo up 9-4. Ideally, Glitchtech need to get these next 2 in a row to have a competitive 6-9. Anything lower will be difficult to work with. Doing a bit better. Rainia's having a bit of a rough match, unfortunately. 3-10 right now. This is also on T side. Looks like they're interested in just trying to go into B early. Flashbang's good. It's enough to disorientate Pip, but he's able to get the full mag off and have a teammate to help him out. Swole misses the first shot, but the Deagle will force Vision forward. And they haven't been able to find anything out of that initial contact, but just a player dead in the smoke monster. Just makes it feel like their playbook's starting to run dry. Vision trying to creep against the smoke. It's very interesting. Trying to clear and get some information. Players getting tagged by the molly at water. And it's enough to bait 2 to rotate back. So it's just 2 players on the site once again. This patience. If they can find an opening off of Prince. Looks like they're trying to molly off Heaven. Or smoke it off, rather. Block Vision. Be very important going into this take. As it looks like enough info's been called that they're going back once again. Not entirely sure what it was. But they're definitely interested in this B site once again. And it's enough to be able to bait Pip to peek out and get taken out. The flashbang, Sibrin's just trying to go aggressive and take short control. Able to take out Vision. Make it only a monster defense. Sibrin still holding us off. Finally taken out. 2v2 situation. And now sticking the plant through his smoke. Position will likely be known. Stuck in a rough place with Principal holding Heaven. And a rifle nearby him as well. But he's able to get info on the Opper and one-tap him. Meaning he's in a 1v1 situation. I love that he's doing the patience play and trying to walk towards Monster. But it seems that Caddy's interested in doing the same. But he's not holding it. Gave it up and just baiting it out. Assuming that he's towards short. He's able to respond just in time though. And tragically Alex misses the spray. Diffendo able to barely get that clutch off. With the Diffendo set up for a 11-4 first half. Be enough money to scrabble around to buy, get AKs on everyone at the least. Utility will be a bit weaker. But it's certainly been a rough first half on this T side. But a lot of different info from this time around versus the last. So give more good demos to review over. But Vision with a very interesting smart spray, knowing that there's someone trying to play aggressive Monster, or rather inside restrooms and try to punch and spray him out. Forcing Kevin to be very quick on this rotate. Just in time, in fact, but Rain is able to follow up the trades. Now they have an opening with just 1 player on this bomb site, missing the first op shot and left blinded by Vision. Allowing Rainia to get the pick away for free, and Vision just jumping through the smoke like a madman, just catching Pip by surprise to take him out. It's up to Zibram in a 1v3 retake after taking down Prince. Does have to go for this as this is the last round in play. Not sure how much you can do here. Kinky just playing the off angle, trying to set up just the right timing to take him out. And stealing away that round, make it a 5-10. Be challenging, but it's enough to work with. But that's completely fine. And why not for you lads? There's the doggo. Who's your good girl? Chilling with me once again. Been a lot more good and quiet this time around. Not as much of a pain to deal with. She's been getting plenty of attention throughout this match. Time retick. Looks like this will be a little bit extended. Break used to going to the second half a lot faster than this. Well, it looks like just some messing around. Hopefully everyone's having a good time. Moving around, but I'm guessing some of the Diffendo players might have needed a bathroom break or something. Be waiting another minute or two. Yeah, this would be a very important pistol, I would imagine. T-side definitely seemed a bit improved, but certainly can always use more work, as most things can. And certainly struggle when they have to redevelop their entire style versus being able to just kind of like pug and just plow through teams as once before. Pass is very difficult on the T side once you have to play it correctly, so. Obviously no harsh feelings on the early performance, but looks like it's B-duels here. Which might be a bit of an issue. Decision will find that early contact and then go for the triple boost, so all these players sort of stuck. But it means they can kind of take these duels at a very direct form. But they need to be willing to push out further. They're able to get that first pick, which is the most important to have to start. But they need to follow up with more. But they're able to realize the player's behind the water, so they clear out Keva for free. And Cadney's taken out by Prince on the side. And meanwhile, now it's a 4v2 turned into a 4v-no. As the retake's taken in a very clean fashion. Most of them able to save and keep that half armor. And yeah, not even getting tagged up, so we'll get that free 350 upgrade. Be very valuable. Allow him to go to a rifle. He's comfortable with it. About how they adjust on the CT side. Principal's been having a varying game so far, and Sibrin supporting very close behind him. 21-6. So far, going to round number 17. HE's good, has a good timing, but they aren't close enough to get naded by it. Just trying to play slow while going for this A control. Sibrin just popping a Galil mag or two before going aggressive. See, just trying to make sure connector's held, not giving any openings, but with no presence on B, Glitchtech's learned enough to adjust. They could do a similar move here. Start having players stacked up towards A. Problem is a lot of this creeps towards long, so these two A players, Rania and Prince, could be caught out, or Fission and Prince, rather. Could be caught out, surrounded, but a little bit of those sounds from long should be enough of a hint. See another player rotating. Very good to see. Looks like Keva might walk right into Prince, but instead it's Prince caught off guard, just treating the restroom as completely clear. Vision getting cleared on the side, and Kev has found a double and an opening to a completely free A site at this point. Now it's suddenly a 3v5, as they had no long presence, got caught out for it. And likely just have to save, toss some weapons, and work with what they have in the next. Give Diffendo the 11th, which is the right play to make here. Certainly slip up. Means they're going to be able to upgrade. Able to have that M4 and Galil, or AUG rather, with Galils on the rest. Just an MP9, 2 weaker rifles left on Glitchtech. They're not going to have a lot of money to play around either. They'll be able to get SMGs for their teammates as they get full head armor. Most likely as it's all not one headshot rifles, no AKs or Kriegs on the board. Be still well defended, but looks like they'll instead just have them purchase for themselves and go for utility with Deagles. Good move to try to work with, but they need to win this round back and keep it competitive, or Diffendo can start to run away with this. Getting that early economy advantage. A little bit of a tag, but they're doing the same thing, it looks like, to start here. Just having Sibrin trying to get that control and presence. Almost taking down Vision. That nade might be enough. Barely doesn't go far enough, fortunately for him. But with it, they have 2 grouped up in water now, but they're keeping everyone stacked towards B as they go for this A presence once again. With this AUX trying to preemptively throw utility to slow them down, at least on short. But this long presence is always the main part of the assault to start. It's going to be coming in right now. I'm not sure if this Moss and Deagle is going to be enough to handle it, but the flashbang's really good, actually. Able to catch one, see the bomb, drop it down. They do have a minute, so they could rotate, but they are forced dedicated into this a little bit. All these players hiding behind the smokes. That one gives a massive gap to AUX to work through as the other one fades. And a good flashbang with it, but PW and Sibrin are winning the duels. We'll see the head of another. But Truck's been given up 3v3. They need to just wait for the utility to burn out. They have just 1 flash left for this retake. I like these off times, try to go for these retakes, but they're just struggling with these duels as Pip takes down another. And Principal and Kava to take down the remaining 2. And it's just a rough time for them at the moment. Left with nothing, have to save, let Diffendo get to 13, and things get pretty darn rough. Another similar free file from Sibrin, this time though with the AK. Able to find that opening pick, and there isn't much to defend with. Maybe able to get a surprise one, but Kinky will get cleared out, and the nade will finish off Prince. Meaning it's just Vision with the Deagle, Rania with the P250. And Keva's already interested in clearing behind. Doesn't do that much damage to Vision, surprisingly, but Sibrin trying to get a pick with the knife means Rania's able to take him out. At least. Able to swap AKs as well. Not have to reload. Finish off that frag. Vision just hiding in the connector. Not sure if any players will go towards this direction. But he'll open up the door right into Principal to close the door back on him. Allow Diffendo to get that 13th. Could be one of the last true buys for Glitchtech in this map. Double checking, it was mentioned that Glitchtech need to win this one, or just chilling in main, or what's the situation? Get update, get some good context off of that. But it looks like they're just trying to execute into B here, and it's completely open. Just AUX, but I think he's been seen. And Kev is aware that he's here. Smoke will do all but confirm that, but none of the shots will confirm anything. It's going to be a 5v5 retake on this B site, which will be a bit difficult. But Principal almost getting caught early. Just trying to respam the exact same line. Take out Vision. And there's still... There's actually only flashes left. But time going down so low, I don't think they can go for this. And they just have to save all 5 of the weapons at this point. And that's certainly going to be heard with Principal trying to rush on behind him. He will get punished, but he's not the only one trying to run back this way. Everyone's just trying to duel and take away these CT weapons. I think Vision will be taken out. But that will be the only one it looks like. As Diffendo get their 14th. And this is what Glitchtech has to work with essentially for the rest of the CT half. They have to build off of this, keep players alive, or they won't have anything. Like trying to quickly go down connector, fast nade. On Prince, but it'll be enough to make them slow down and think about what they're doing. Nades, fortunately for them, only do a bit of chip damage, able to jump down from the boost. Not get punished by the HEs. With it, they just go back to their standard A control presence that they slowly creep up on. Likely to go long once again. Glitchtech haven't found out and found a way to adjust it yet. See, this is also representative of Diffendo on that CT side, about how they're trying to have players long and such heavy long presence, since they focus it so much themselves. Especially on this T side as well. So with that being the case, they're able to get the space long once again. There's no ops in play, fortunately, for Glitchtech, but that's about the only positive they have. They're trying to go aggressive and able to win the duel on Cybern's a very big deal. Will get caught out as he knifes out and doesn't respect the possibility of there being any restroom players. With the long push, Prince is able to push on behind, get the tag, harassing Keva into an awkward situation, but it's still a 2v2. Nades dropped a little bit too early, won't connect on anyone. And they're just trying to go into the bank and make it a 1v1. Able to just trade off of each other to put it into this close situation. An interesting move to go aggressive on bank like this. And Pip's able to confirm Prince is here and just stick this bomb plant. Just slowly walk back. Looks like he's interested in going for the peak, but Prince is able to be quick on the shot. Save the round, but there's only one weapon to bring on over. Which, this is going to be a bit of a problem. They're able to have enough bonus cast due to the bomb plant that are going to be able to get a good buy-in. But they need to start trying to keep players alive. That they're going towards A once again. Just fully set up with the AKs. The nades gun will punish the Principal. Going for that quick playground control and aggression this time. Vision with the AWP, confident enough to go for this peak. But Principal, using the slide for cover, able to punish him for it. Being far too slow on the swing. That op's already gone 4v5 situation. Though good adjustment having Prince try and go for some long info here. Without seeing anyone this time, might keep these two players dedicated towards B. Looks like they are trying to go for A presence still, but more towards short this time and feigning it. So you can see they're making sure they have water control as well as monster this entire time and have info of it. They're just now giving up water, but that's not going to be too much of an issue as they're just waiting for teammates to come back and give a little bit of space. Making sure Keva doesn't get caught out. Fortunately, Glitchtech are reading into this as well. A lot less utility used. Prince is left potentially alone and could be caught or allow a flank to walk by them. be very important. 4v5. And Kinky with that double early. Principal's finally able to take him out, but tagged down to 28 HP. Be up to Keva to try to get the response, and Principal still able to take another shot, only going down to 6. Only taking 22, and that nade directly lands on Prince, bringing him down to 47. 3 rifles spraying towards his position. Cadney will be the one to finish him off. Diffendo at 15. And looks like this one's about to be wrapped up fairly quickly in a very dominant fashion. (27-8) on Principal's absolutely disgusting. Think it certainly has a major impact on how this match went, but a lot can be learned just strategically as well. See what they can do. Last chance. 8-in-a-row and CT is too much to ask for. Feel like it's just a matter of time, but maybe just try to get some more frags in possibly. See, he's just stacked up. A lot of them are just kind of kept in this T tunnel area. Just now going out into the fountain. Trying to play safe, not get caught by some kind of rush play. Any sort of gimmicky maneuver. But Fission will get caught out as the party flanks, able to catch him as he takes that initial contact from Fountain. Leaves Prince set up, trying to get contact long. Tons of players going towards him. He's not able to find any of them as they just mow him down, and it's already a 5-on-3. Only 3 players stand in between Diffendo and a very dominant 16-7 game, and now it's just 2. Flank's been denied. Alex left split, getting taken out, and Cable will find the last remaining 2, catching their side, and it is 16-7.